Online learning, also known as e-learning, provides learners of all ages access to an education via the internet. Online learning is on the rise, and that's in part because students are seeking out learning opportunities not available in school. Classes like computer science, advanced mathematics, and even remedial classes are finding a place online. Students enjoy the flexibility of choosing what they want to learn, and an online learning environment provides that. Online learning also gives students access to the Ease of Access Center, the accessibility tools that are built in, like a screen magnifier, narrator, and high contrast view. Class delivery can occur through the Microsoft Classroom app within Office 365 for Education. It's just a part of the suite of tools we have access to as educators. This app creates an online classroom where teachers and students can tailor the educational experience through the use of tools like Office Mix and other Office 365 items like Forms, OneNote, OneDrive, and Skype. Microsoft Classroom provides a one-stop shop for teachers to create and provide feedback and grade assignments. The Classroom app will also prioritize and post assignments on the student's Outlook calendar. Within Microsoft Classroom, teachers can create a classroom notebook right here, where they and their students can get materials to collaborate. For example, in a language class such as French, students could complete an assignment that requires them to record the pronunciation of the language within the notebook, and the teacher can access that immediately. Another free tool available for teachers and students is Office Mix. Office Mix is an excellent way to get content in the hands of students. With an Office Mix lesson, students are not just taught the concept, but they have the opportunity to practice and get immediate feedback along with further direct instruction on each skill. The best part is that Office Mix is extremely easy to use. If you know how to build a PowerPoint, creating a mix is just a few additional steps. So we create the presentation, we engage the learner, and we can evaluate the results. Let me show you how easy it is to create a mix. From PowerPoint, I've installed the free Mix ribbon. You can see it right here, Mix. So I'm going to demonstrate what's called a slide recording. A slide recording allows me to record audio, possibly video, inking right on top of the slide that I have in PowerPoint. I can navigate through my slides and record video, even seeing my notes for the slide at the top of the page. When I'm finished, I close out of the slide recorder, and then I can publish the mix to the cloud. Once I publish the mix, I have a shareable URL that I can give to my students. Now, before I finish my mix, I think it's important to point out checking the accessibility checker. This is a feature in Office and here in PowerPoint that checks for accessibility issues to ensure that this presentation is functional for all users. I go into the File menu and go to Check for Issues, then Check Accessibility. This will bring up a list of anything that requires additional context so that a screen narrator, for example, could read this information to the student. So once I've published my mix, I will choose the permissions that are most appropriate for the situation. So if I want analytics, for example, I'll make sure students are required to sign in. Now within Classroom, I can create a new assignment and then simply attach, using this attach button, the link to my mix. I'll copy and paste the link to my mix into this assignment. That will embed the mix directly on the assignment page in Microsoft Classroom. That's exciting, just right, one stop. When a teacher adds the link to the mix within Classroom, it's embedded right there on the page automatically. The student never leaves the environment, and the teachers, best of all, can view the results of the analytics from within Mix. So I can see all types of data based on those assignments that I've embedded into Classroom. And in this way, the teacher can see which of the students grasp the concepts and which need additional intervention. So another type of online learning that has gained lots of momentum just recently is blended learning. Blended learning incorporates the best of online learning and traditional classroom learning by creating a hybrid approach. It really allows students to have some control over the time, the pace, and even the place and the path of their learning. It can be done entirely in class, known as an in-class flip, that includes face-to-face learning. There is a great option for everyone here, even when there are not enough student devices for every learner. This can all be done easily within Microsoft Classroom. Students have access to all of their assignments, classwork, homework, resources, anywhere they have internet access and their Office 365 account. Students can do instructional work as homework. They can use access their resources anywhere, and that leaves class time more dedicated to collaborative activities. So let's take a look at an example. This is just a quick classroom mock-up of an elementary classroom who's maybe wanting to focus a unit on the metric system. Using an in-class flip, she creates stations for students to visit at different times. So at each station, students are required to complete different tasks that overview some of the objectives of what's being taught. In one of the stations, the teacher can provide students an opportunity to work maybe in small groups or maybe on laptops or tablets for individualized work. Now at one of these stations, students are completing a paper activity, because that's still okay to do, that includes directions on using some virtual manipulatives. The teacher uses Office Lens. Who's heard of Office Lens? Awesome. Okay, so you know the teacher is going to capture the paper activity using Office Lens, which means that those materials are now available in a digital format. Now, students who struggle with keeping track of paper, right, have a great way to keep a copy of those directions in digital format independently. And what I think is very important is that now students with vision impairments can take an Office Lens picture and send it to where it can be narrated to them. And it also could be reformatted in large print or transformed into Braille. Maybe the other computer station has students completing an assignment in their private class notebooks, so only the teacher and the student can see that work that's going on. Well, in this scenario, the teacher has created a form, kind of a quiz, that includes branching questions. So students are given feedback on wrong responses and are given review questions to practice before moving on. Now, because the students can view the form and their private class notebooks side by side, they're able to work productively, and the teacher will be able to see their written practice anytime. Blended learning using this in-class rotational style flip provides many opportunities for students to learn through differentiated activities, and it enables the teacher to better support personalized learning by having knowledge checks along the way, including Office Mix and Class Notebook.